Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is Mr. Enfuego, one half of the Baseball Junkies podcast. Before we get the show going, we just want to make sure that both you, the viewer, and the listener are fully aware that this podcast is not intended to provide any form of investment advice. The opinions expressed here by either the host or any guest do not necessarily reflect the views of any sports card investor, organization, and or entity within the sports card market. Any discussion of sports card values in the past or present is not a guarantee of future performance. Two collectors with a common love of baseball cards. A league of her own, Mr. Enfuego. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast.
All right. Welcome to the Baseball Junkies podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, from A League of Her Own on YouTube.
And it's your boy, Mr. Enfuego, also from YouTube.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight on this special night. We're doing this on Sunday again. Moved it to Sunday the past 2 Saturdays. Next week, we will be back on our regular schedule, Saturdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We are here to bring you some baseball card hobby news. And we've got a pretty good lineup this week. For those of you that are listening, watching us live on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. For those of you on podcast format, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Please hit those like buttons, hit those downloads in whatever format you've got. You guys are awesome. I had a good week in baseball card news. I had to hit up a card show yesterday, and I had some really good PSA stuff. I got PSA grade reveals coming up on the channel this week, like insane stuff. Yeah, Battle, how about you? What you got going this week?
Everything's been going good. I've been on vacation for the week, so
Nice.
Just been sitting around doing my thing. I appreciate everybody sending condolences and prayers to my air conditioner. She's up and running
Yeah.
now. Everything is all good. So yeah, I'm ready to kick this party off the way it should be.
Yeah, let's get going. And then on that note, also, last week we didn't do the after show because Mr. Enfuego's air conditioning broke in his house, and he lives in Florida, for y'all that don't know. And you can't have no AC over there. It's insane.
Not at all.
We'll be doing the after hour show on Mr. Enfuego's channel right at about a half hour after the podcast ends. But yeah, let's get it. Let's get to the different topics we've got here for the podcast tonight. Starting off with upcoming releases. All right, some really fun products are going to be coming up next week. Here we got 2023 Topps Chrome Cosmic coming out. That was only available on Topps website. Now you can probably pre-order yourself some on like Blowout, David Adams, and stuff like that. But that will be dropping on the 30th. I believe that's Wednesday. Hobby boxes right now looking to be about $350. Topps Cosmic debuted last year. It was a pretty kind of a surprising and popular set. Pretty cool designs, kind of got like a Topps Fire chromey vibe. Was surprisingly good. That was one I definitely skipped on last year. They were coming out with all these Topps Chrome products, like out of everything, and it was getting kind of watered down. Topps Sonic came out, and I was like, Sonic, Cosmic. But
yeah, we was all chromed out.
Yeah, Cosmic was looking pretty good this year. It's looking really good this year as well. We looked at some of it on Cardboard Connection and got some nice designs, tons of parallels and refractors in there. They got taco fractors up in there too. Got more taco fractors out of 5. Yeah, so
who doesn't love a taco?
Who doesn't love taco fractors? I don't know, man. We also have 2023 Topps Pro Debut coming out. This is pretty popular with a lot of us on here, different channels that open stuff. You can get a hobby box at about $90. This is coming up out on September 1st, by the way, which is a great price, and you get some autos and parallels in that. These are kind of got like Bowman vibes in it
does.
but you don't get it doesn't hold the resale value if you're looking for that, and you don't have like Bowman first cards, you don't have anything like that. But definitely, like for me, I've got like all Bo Bichette's Pro Debut cards that I could find because I dig that. I know Mike Trout's Pro Debut cards go pretty good and people are into that, but it's definitely a fun set to go like see all the minor league teams uniforms and the names of their teams and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So, and for $90, you can't go wrong. You're going to get some good parallels, autos. And then they also have good inserts. So where you got your like legends and stuff back in their, minor league team unis and stuff like that. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, I like how I'm on the website now, and the base parallels have their variations, like your blue foils, your greens, aquas, and they even have a checklist for your base chrome parallels too.
Oh yeah, you get some chrome parallels this year, and it's got. So if you guys also don't know, like Pro Debut's got the same look as Topps flagship, but just obviously no major league teams in that. They're just minor league and stuff like that. So very, very fun, cool set.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we also have 2023 Panini Immaculate dropping on the 6th. For those of you that are still buying Panini baseball, I don't think anybody on this podcast is. I'm not, but no. Those Immaculates are going to be around $475 for a box. So Panini Immaculate is kind of a higher end set, but with the whole thing with Panini not doing any active players this year, some of their products have been just, in our opinion, kind of so. You can get some really nice prospects, some really nice legends in this, and I could be completely wrong. That could be a completely amazing set, but that's what we got cooking there.
Here's something to think about. At $475 per hobby, okay, you could comment in the chat below, or if you're listening to this when we upload it to your standard podcast format, would you spend almost $500 on a product that does not have your current favorite active player? Think about it.
I don't think about it like that right there. I just don't have
To me,
any.
it's a no-brainer.
I don't have any attraction to this stuff at all. So I don't know. And then I mean, not baseball card related, but especially with all the stuff going on with Panini and Fanatics right now. This last week was insane. With all the NFL stuff, like I feel like
Panini's a
I don't know.
sinking ship, in my opinion.
Yeah, Panini going down. So I was thinking about all the stuff people are talking about with their redemptions on there. Like, good luck. So, all right, that's what we've got for upcoming products. I think we really want to get into reviews this week because we had a product drop this week. So here we go with product reviews. 2023 Topps Pristine dropped this week, and it is epic. So Topps last few products that have come out, Pristine, Chrome,
Platinum.
Oh my God, they are getting it done. And so if this is any sign of what Fanatics, plans on doing, I'm pretty excited about it because yes, it's been really nice. So I watched, quite a few rips of this. This is a, kind of a different, I would say this is a mid-tier product for Topps. You get, I think it's 6 packs, and they're packs within packs within packs. Yes. You open up a pack and there's an encased card.
Topps got to make it hard for us.
Yeah, but I don't know. It is fun. They did take out that little
They took out the band, yes,
which is kind of nice this year. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, look up 2022 Topps Pristine. Look up a short video and watch them open a pack on there. It was something different and threw a lot of breakers off and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. But the set is gorgeous. We had talked about in previous weeks, there's some really nice new inserts in this, the going, gone, and oh snap and stuff like that. I don't know what your opinion is. I've seen them both, and I like the going, gones. The oh snaps are okay. They're fun, but I like the going, gones better, especially if you get it in a parallel. Seen a lot of gold in all the channels I've been watching, and they're pretty hot looking. I'm digging them.
I mean, me personally, I do like the oh snap inserts.
Yeah.
There was a video that I was watching, and a Mike Trout auto oh snap came out, and I literally oh snap.
Yeah.
And it's got that eye appeal, and hopefully, with from what I believe, a lot of the QC issues that we've had in the 22 products have been rectified. So if you do end up pulling one of those heavy hitter type cards, it doesn't turn around and bite you in the rear end, So I mean, it's like you can't go wrong. You really can't.
For reals. So whenever like a set comes out like that, like Pristine came out, so I went out and digged out some of my Pristines that I got from last year. And it's just one of those sets that you see it ripped on the channels, and then you open some yourself. And these cards are beautiful. The colors, the little refractory looks to all of them. It's a little bit more on the expensive side. I didn't write down the price for their hobby boxes, but they're probably in that $350. I think the $350, $400 range for a hobby box.
Hobby boxes are going for $410 right now.
$410. Okay. So I did splurge on one of these last year. I did not this year. I'll probably get into some breaks or whatever. That would be a fun one to do a break on here too. But it's definitely something I'm going to pick up singles of, at least my players.
Definitely get some
they're
singles.
So pretty. They're so pretty. The encased ones, I mean, there is something about an encased card when you get it. It holds like, it seems a little bit more special. But the inserts and stuff, yeah.
I don't know about all of that, because the way I look at it, they just threw a card in a one touch.
Yeah, says the guy that I just graded your Alex Rodriguez auto that was encased. Like there's something special about it. What's that?
I sent it to you in a one touch.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I
you know
had
what?
to flip it
Disregard what I just said.
So
Disregard what I
the
just said.
autos come in Topps Chrome Black. Sorry, it's going a little bit off top, but in case cards, the autos in that they come encased. And I actually cracked one. I had a Vladdy one that I had gotten off eBay, and I cracked that and sent it to PSA. And then your Alex Rodriguez one as well.
Now, real quick though,
dude.
I know you've seen a lot of videos with the Pristine, and maybe you caught the same thing that I did. Have you noticed that a lot of gold, the 50s, have been pulled?
I have seen that, like tons of golds, and I'm like, man,
Now, is that a good
those
thing? It's a
influencer
bad
boxes,
thing?
man, those influencer boxes.
Yeah.
If I was like the right person, man, like I've seen like Striker and RGL and all them, and I'm just teasing you all, yeah. But it just seemed kind of like funny that there's a lot of golds out of 50 out of their boxes. So
and I know we all love gold.
Oh man, golds are hot. Golds are hot. So I'm curious. Drop a comment. Let us know what you guys think about Topps Pristine. Are you guys getting some? Do you guys like it? Did you get any of it last year? Those kind of things. Hit us up in the comments. We're curious to know. All right, guys. What we got now? I think it is time. Oh man. My StreamYard acting up on me, but I think it's time to get into some hobby news.
Let's do it.
All right. I don't even know where I want to start with hobby news today, because the whole Fanatics and NFL thing. I mean, we try to stick with baseball cards here, but that's a huge thing in the hobby. I'm just gonna say real quick, if you didn't see, like, effective, like immediately, Panini cannot make football cards anymore. This is like more Fanatics just trying to swallow Panini whole kind of thing. So that's the route. That's the type of company Fanatics is. Now, whether that's good or not, I just talked about how these Topps products that have been coming out, that are kind of the first products since Fanatics has taken over, have been absolutely amazing. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how things progress in the hobby going forward with things like this occurring. And obviously there's going to be more news on that whole Fanatics NFL Panini thing going forward, because there's still working.
I mean, there's a lot of things with Panini that's still flapping. Like, we're still trying to figure out what's going on with these lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing regarding Panini and the NFLPA, Panini decided that they wanted to go ahead and go into arbitration meetings with the NFLPA.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the outcome is with that.
Yeah, it just seems like one big hot mess every direction you look at when you're looking at Panini.
It's not looking good for the Panini team.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, some more big news that dropped this week. Brian Gray, who is the CEO of Leaf, has stepped down. They still haven't announced as of right now who the new CEO of Leaf is going to be, and there's a lot of speculation.
There's some rumors going around
of where of Brian Gray maybe going somewhere else, even though in his whole like goodbye letter, resignation letter, whatever you want, or his tweet on Twitter, that he was just basically stepping away to,
spend more time with the family
and health issues and things of that nature, which if you guys don't know who Brian Gray is, so Brian Gray, CEO of Leaf, or was, Leaf trading cards, you guys know, is not as popular as the other products.
They were huge in the 90s, though.
Yeah, huge in the 90s. They are unlicensed product, but their products are, if you've ever seen any of them, they are really cool. They did a really good job with what they had.
Yes,
I would say, in my opinion. I've got a couple of Leaf cards just because I got like this relic card. It's got Jose Canseco and Chipper Jones and all four of these guys, like people you wouldn't think of, like, but these mega stars from the 90s all on one card. They did stuff like that. So they know they didn't have a lot, they couldn't do the whole licensing and stuff, but they made their cards pop, in my opinion. And Brian Gray was like a really super outspoken CEO.
Yes.
He's one of those guys, in my opinion, like you couldn't help, you have that friend that like really good storyteller, and maybe some of the stuff they're saying is BS or stuff like that, but they're so good at talking and so good at story, like you're just like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. They're fun to be around. That's kind of the feeling I got with Brian Gray. He had a presence in the hobby.
Sure did.
Whether you wanted him to or not, he was about it, and he was interesting, and I really felt like he did a good job of keeping things exciting. So it will be interesting to see if he goes somewhere else. It will be interesting to see who takes over his position. I'm gonna guess that news is gonna be dropping throughout the week. We'll see that on.
The rumor that's going on right now that everybody's talking about is the guy that got let go from BGS may potentially be a candidate. We don't know. I don't foresee it for Leaf.
Yeah,
I don't foresee it, but you never know.
I hope. I was thinking about that. I hope not, because I feel like BGS. He buried BGS into the ground.
He sabotaged him.
Yeah. And so now he's like, why? I don't know who would want him, to be honest. That's just my opinion. I know some people might have different opinions, but
who let go of their long-time executives, if you will, instead of getting rid of old and replacing with old, get somebody new. I mean, somebody young, fresh ideas. Who knows? It could be a blessing in disguise.
That only time will tell. We'll see what happens with that. Some more news this week. Some, I don't know, could be good, could be bad. Whatnot had dropped some more, policy updates. Basically, if anybody is still going on Whatnot now, I used to sell on Whatnot. I pretty much have stopped doing stuff with Whatnot because there was just too many sellers on there, like not doing the right thing. Like not sending out cards or
shenanigans heavy.
There was a lot of shenanigans, and the overall feeling I got was Whatnot like wasn't really doing anything about it. To me, they're kind of like, we got our money, whatever, whatever. So, but currently now, so Whatnot, if you get into any breaks or something like that, it's real popular for different sellers on there to have bounties, and this would be a number of different ways they could do this. For example, like say a new product came out and you hit like a certain autograph card or something on there. The seller would be like, if somebody hits this card, I'll give you a free box of this. Or if somebody hits this card, I'll offer you this much money for it, or get you into this other break. There are different things like that. I really enjoyed some of these sellers did things called hit drafts, where I'd buy a mystery box, and there'd be so many mystery boxes on screen. I'd buy a mystery box, and you could get like a ticket out of it, and it could put you in a drawing to win this big card kind of thing, things like that. So they're kind of putting the kibosh on that. We did see something similar to this recently with eBay, like not letting breakers be breakers. You can't break, sell break spots on eBay. So there's been a lot of like cleaning shop, I feel like, is the direction they're going with this. I was kind of bummed about this with Whatnot, because the times I have bought onto Whatnot and been in bounties, like it's been fun, but I get it where this could be considered a form of gambling, and I think they're trying to like cut off.
They're trying to eliminate gambling
involved in their
and I mean
storyline. So
it's smart. It is. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a good way to sell out whatever it is, whatever break you're trying to get. You're trying to get filled. Offer those incentives, but at the same time, I guess those big wigs up and Whatnot are saying we need to do this more PG-13ish, if you will. So we're gonna exclude all the bounties, whether it's monetary, a free spot in your next break, a free product of whatever it is. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, and I can get, as being a seller on there, being disappointed about this, because there's a lot of sellers on there doing a lot of the same similar things, and you want to kind of stand out. That was kind of a way to like stand out.
Yeah.
So you gotta get more creative now, see what you can do. But
now we did have a discussion off the air, and we did come to the conclusion and agreed that this is the least of Whatnot's problems.
Yes, 100%. They're talking about this and like their whole hit bounty. I'm like, dude, Whatnot, you need to like clean up some of the sellers on there. Like, you need to spend some time watching these people are reading like complaints, doing some investigating, and like kick people off. Like, we need some examples here. We need some examples of people like no more. But I'm guessing maybe now with the Panini Fanatics thing, going back to that, like they got their own worries with their channels, like Backyard Breaks and stuff like that. So we'll see what direction that goes. I have people in the comments talking about my SILCO breaks. Like, SILCO is a company that's got kind of similar, not really exactly like Whatnot, but for me, at any other YouTube, whatever, or Instagram Live, any format you can go live on, you can use the SILCO app to sell cards and things of that nature. And it's very similar as far as the way you pay and bid. It's very similar to Whatnot, but it doesn't have any of those.
It's more entertaining,
options.
in my opinion.
I feel like if you're a YouTuber, like you can keep it all on YouTube instead of telling your audience to try to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, anyways, just you guys check out if you've never heard of SILCO, if somebody's listening or watching, never heard of it, check out the SILCO app. Go check out.
You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, go on my channel and look up the SILCO app and just watch it for a couple minutes and see what you think, because it might work good for you. I feel like there's more people here that have got cards to sell. Like, it's an option for you to move inventory quickly.
I mean, have you heard any gripes or complaints since you've been using SILCO?
Nothing. Just your typical like bugs you got to work out. Like, there's been people that try to log on or try to put in their payment info and they just put like the wrong zip code in and it wouldn't let them bid. And
right.
I had some like I try to. Everybody's a channel member. I do the 10% off thing. Sometimes I've had trouble issuing them a refund to give them that discount, but they always fix it right away, no problem. So I haven't heard any, like, there's like normal growing pains, but nothing like crazy. So that's all I got with that. I guess my last auction, they were saying like it was glitching out at the end, but shoot, was that SILCO or was that my computer? I don't even know. These things happen everywhere. So that's what we got going with that. So the other topic we got for some news is we got some top print runs info. Mr. Fuego did some research.
Yep. So I made a friend in an undisclosed location, and this person happens to provide information via X, formerly known as Twitter. And the information that he provides is print runs of any new release products that come out. So I took a couple of screenshots of some latest product print runs that he actually came up with. So for example, let's take 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum. Okay. Right now, based off of whatever system he's got going on, the print run just for the base cards itself. Now, mind you, if you don't know, Platinum is a 500 player checklist. Each player has been printed over 33,000 times. Okay. The refractor, there's about 2,500 that were printed per player. The black and white mini diamonds, they were real selective. From what I see here, there was only 317. X-fractors, 199. The prism refractors are 1,200. Blue prisms to 750. Gold prisms are 15. And then the red prisms are 8. Now, if you took that and compared it to 2021, 2022 was actually printed on more than double from last year's run. Okay. The next product that I was actually able to pull some stats on was Topps Cosmic Chrome, which hasn't been released yet, but we know what's coming. So if you look at the base set which is a 200 card set for 22, there was a roughly around 5,700 cards per player that was printed. For this year, you're looking at almost 15,000. The refractors for last year was at 183. This year, we're looking at 485. The nucleus variation for last year was about 122. And this year, we're looking at 324. So despite how great the product looks and everything like that, it hurts knowing that there's going to be a lot more of this stuff being printed. So in a way, we're kind of we're pushing that envelope towards the junk wax era where they just printed just to print, you know. But I mean, there's really not much to justify on except for the fact that I guess as time progresses, the print runs is just going to increase. Maybe, I mean, unless Adrian, you got a different train of thought, or if anybody wants to drop their comments in the chat or whatever, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes and no. And here's what I mean by that. Like, yes, they doubled what they did last year, but those numbers, I was looking at them, and now, granted, in my mind, I'm thinking of like flagship and stuff like that, and we all know like Topps flagship series 1, they overprint that stuff. So like traditionally they print the hell out of series 1. They die off a little bit on series 2. They don't print as much of that. And then update, they actually about the same as series 2. Series 1, they always like that's the first set of the year and everybody goes crazy, you know, what have you. Now looking at these numbers, that's not a lot when you compare it in that way, shape, and form. Now it is disheartening to think that they doubled what they did last year, because it's like it was fun last year. Like the number, even with platinum, I feel like we were ripping platinum for freaking days when it first came in 2021. I gotta freaking really think about this because they released that stuff so late, because we're just now ripping 2022, but they're headed in that direction. I don't really think they're there yet, because that's these numbers and the overall. I mean,
the only plus I see, and it's basically based off of what you said, and platinum, for example, that print run does not come nowhere near as close to the flagship series. That's the only plus that I see out of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the end, for us, for you and I, like for example, we're collectors. We're not really the whole resale kind of thing. It's right. In a way for us, it's kind of nice. We'll have better chances to get the guys we want to collect. But when you're thinking about reselling stuff, and we do have to do a little bit of that, because we do that to get the cards we want and stuff like that. It's gonna hurt it. It's not gonna help the situation. So
right,
it is kind of a bummer, kind of annoying. So yes, definitely let us know. Comments, chats, let us know what you think about those numbers, because damn, it sucks. So yeah. So all right, guys, that's what I got for news. Did I miss a topic? I think that's
let's touch a little bit on the fluctuations of card values.
Oh yeah, card values. We're going to talk about that.
We know how we have a general idea on how a card value of a particular player is determined, whether it's on a positive note or a negative note. So, for example, let's look at Wander Franco. Okay, he's got his little thing going on that is right now not in his favor. Nothing has been set in stone as far as whatever the outcome is based off of his situation. And I don't want to really get into all the details behind what's going on, because the podcast is not for that. But it's like little things that get reiterated in the sports card market, whether it's through other YouTubers, hobby influencers, whatever the case may be, that tends to alter the value of a card. So A couple of names that come to mind, obviously, like I mentioned, you got your Wander Franco. Okay. You've got Shohei Ohtani, who his value is starting to drop based off the fact that he's looking at potentially getting a second Tommy John surgery next season. So that kind of put a damper on his value. But now and then the third one, before I even start getting into the positives, look at Ellie De La Cruz. Okay. He came in guns blazing, but now what they're holding against him and it's affecting his value is his strikeout rate. So if I was an investor, it kind of sucks that little circumstances that we just mentioned and are out of our control dictate what's going to happen with these cards. Because if I was that person that was sitting on a holy grail of a Wander Franco or a Ellie De La Cruz and all this stuff came about, I would be pretty grumpy knowing now I'm just sitting on bleh, But now let's take it to a positive perspective. We have a certain player who just made history by hitting 17 hits in 4 games. Based off of that little stint of a performance, his card value is actually going up, and for those that actually look at using the hobby for investment purposes, or basically what Adrian and I do, we flip to beef up our actual collection. It kind of hurts and helps depending on the circumstances, so I mean, it all really depends on what you plan on doing with the whatever cardboard you have for that particular player. So just keep in mind your card value for that particular player that you're collecting can be affected positively, no brainer, negatively, and whatever little reason somebody comes up with in the aftermath will cause a damper on that value.
All right, so the first thing I want to hit on that whole strikeout statistic that with Ellie De La Cruz, I just rewatched it again because we just watched that on Sports Card Radio. It's a channel we both frequent and we watch, and I watched that, and I love that channel, Sports Card Radio. I think they do great things, but in that particular thing, I just was like, they often say on there, like, which you guys are listening to Sports Card Investor, or you're listening to this other influencer, and it's like, I'm sorry, Sports Card Radio, but why am I going to listen to you for for my baseball card stuff? The reason people were so hot, it's like that's a popular thing for baseball card collectors. I'm doing that in parentheses for those of you listening. It's more flippers. They look for these high, like, drafted players and Bowman, these Bowman first cards, and those are the stuff that's going for crazy money. These guys that haven't even done anything in the major league.
Drew Jones.
So when yes, exactly. Like, so I've never understood the Bowman first thing with collectors, why it's so they're just hoping. It's people that are kind of gambling, like hoping they're pulling the next like crazy Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani Bowman. Mm-hmm. Like, I've got his very first Bowman first card, number out of 25 autoed and stuff like that. And that when we're trying to figure out the whole what card values are, I don't think I'm ever going to figure it out because it don't make sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me why this Bowman first card. And I know I'm pretty sure you agree with me on this. I think, Mr. Vail, like, I don't ever understand why this Bowman first card, this guy that hasn't made it to the majors yet, is going more money than a Hall of Famer that has made it, who's a legend. There's like my guy, Ricky Henderson, for example. Probably nobody's ever going to beat his stolen base record. He's a Hall of Famer, like an auto numbered out of 10. Yeah. So that would be less than this guy, this Bowman first guy. Just, in some people's mind just based off like potential, like the possibility of what
Right.
So when he was talking about the strikeout thing, I was kind of thinking like that's kind of the way baseball is right now. These guys are all trying to hit home runs. There's a few that are starting to get back to like the basics, trying to win ball games and play good baseball, but so a lot of them are swinging for the fences all the time. So their strikeout rates are ridiculous.
Yeah.
So is that a statistic that I'm necessarily gonna even can think about when I'm looking at? No, for me, no. So in this case, with that particular thing, I was just kind of like, no, this is a time
It's all
where
the hype, you know.
Yeah.
I think, and you know, it's like with the whole Drew Jones thing. The kid has not made an appearance in the big leagues, and you've got a hobby shop distributor offering a $1 million bounty on an unproven player. And where is that unproven player at now? He's probably on the IL somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. When Ellie De La Cruz started going off and all his card prices were going crazy, what was your first thought? Let me tell you what my first thought was.
Okay.
I'm gonna go dig through, find every Ellie card I got, and get it, sell it right away.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere looking to buy any Ellie De La Cruz unless I see one and somebody doesn't know what's going on and they've got it low. I'm gonna buy that thing. I'm gonna sell it because who's Ellie De La Cruz? And then now it's happening. I see a comment in here talking about how his numbers are going off in the second half. Yes, that's usually how it goes. They come up to the big leagues, they do awesome, and then they get figured out, and then they drop for a little bit. Now he's a great player. Does he come back and do well? I hope so. I hope that for everybody. But this is like normal. This is normal stuff, guys. They come up, they're good, and then they get figured out. And their stuff goes
I'm gonna one up you unintentionally.
Please.
I see your Ellie De La Cruz, and I'm gonna take you back 3 years during the signing of Jason Dominguez.
Yep.
The only reason why during that time period his card value was through the roof was one, he holds the record for the highest international signing contract in history, for one. Number two, this young man, he was compared to the likes of Mike Trout, Mickey Mantle. Okay, so the moment people got word that, oh, we've got a resurrection of Mickey Mantle, I need to go jump on his bandwagon. But then when we see him going up in the ranks, you know, single A, double A, he just got promoted to triple A and he's already doing okay. But during his time in the double A, wasn't doing too great. So the value of his cardboard went down, you know? So what's the likelihood? And I'm just going to throw a speculation out there. I'm going to throw a Hail Mary out there. Who's to say if the Yankees have a smidgen of a chance to make it to postseason in September, they call him up, I guarantee you his cards are going to spike.
Yes. And you know what I'm going to do? The few Jason Dominguez's I have, because if I had Jason Dominguez's back in the day, hear me out at the end, because I got 2 points here. I got 2 points.
Okay.
I got some back on 2020, but if I pulled like a crazy Jason Dominguez, I sell that thing so fast, make my head spin.
Yeah,
but, the few that I got like left, people gifted me. I might keep them because they're kind of nostalgic in their own right, kind of like Todd Van Poppel for the A's back in the day. Everybody thought he was going to be great, and it's like it turned out to be a bust. And
I mean, there were some players that were consistent with the notoriety. Like, for example, you had Julio Rodriguez. Okay. He wasn't a standout player when he was in the minors, but he was known for doing his thing.
Yeah.
He came up last year, won Rookie of the Year. Okay. His card value was through the roof. Here we go, 2023 season. He goes into a little slump for a couple of months. everybody starts turning their backs on him
Yeah.
because he was into a slump. But now that he's
Yeah.
picking it up, and especially with this record that he did,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's starting to go right back and gravitate toward his cards also.
100%. 100%. So my second half, the point I was going to make, now let's say I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan, and I've followed Ellie De La Cruz for a while,
Right.
and I really like him. He's who I'm PCing. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
You should be like stoked that he's having this little slump right now. I would be, because now I can, the stuff that I probably couldn't get before, I can get that now. It's because that's how people are, right? And then, like, heck, maybe even double down, get doubles of stuff. That way, when it does go, when he hopefully comes back, because you're a true collector of Ellie De La Cruz and you've got some to sell, so you can buy more Ellie De La Cruzes, or you can have more Julio Rodriguez for me, more Bichette's, stuff like that. Just saying.
I was actually glad J-Rod was in a slump because his stuff was cheap.
Exactly. After the recession, when cards started dipping down after a thing, I was like, yes, thank you. Like, now I can get some of this stuff, and things like that. So I'm just like, I know people in the chat right now are like, talk about Bo Bichette. Yes, he went on the IL again today. Probably a day-to-day thing, but he just had a tight quad, guys. So he's going to be back. He's going to be fine. We're going to be all right.
He just needs to change his socks and drink water. He'll be okay.
There you go. You
know, it's kind of like with the Mike Trout thing. You know, he's been consistently high in the card market.
Yeah.
He hits a little slump because he got hurt. I was lucky to actually pick him up. I thought with how he's doing, I would have never picked him up.
Yeah.
I did pick him up, had him for a little bit, got rid of him, you know. So, I mean, I think, and we've harped on this many of podcast episodes, you know, we hope those individuals that we do chase, they do run into a roadblock so that we could go ahead and get that affordability and the ability to actually pick them up. So when they do get out of that slump, or they do come back with guns blazing and their prices goes through the roof again, we already got them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So I guess moral of the story is just, you know, do your thing, collect who you like, who you like, you know, and I
like steroids, my boy Alex.
Dude, Jose Canseco, I do too. One of my favorite players of all time, Jose Canseco, man.
Yes.
They call him like the king of juice, don't they? Like, something like that. So anyways, that's what I got. That's what I got for our hobby news. Man, we ain't even in banter yet, bro. What happened here? Okay. You guys, it's time for trivia, y'all.
Let's knock out trivia.
Let's do some trivia. All right, guys. Last week, the card hobbyist, I'm sorry, I always want to put the word "the" in front of his name. He won trivia. We've been shouting him out all week on our stuff, and he's on the podcast. So we're gonna throw one up here today. Let's see who gets it today. I've seen this question. I think it's gonna be this one's gonna be a race to see who gets it first. All right, trivia. Here we go.
Let's get it. All right, so before we get into the winner, okay, for those of you that will be tuning in on your favorite podcast when we upload it, the question is, from 2014 to 2019, Mookie Betts had 65 home runs at Fenway Park, which led all players. Who had the most since he left? And the answer that you should have came up with was Rafael Devers at a total of 43.
I got this one. I guessed this one. And now I'm seeing some of the answers that people are putting. And no, it makes sense. It said Mookie Betts, and then who has since then. So Ortiz doesn't make sense. Bogart
Pedro doesn't make sense.
But we did get a winner. I got Adam's card closet again.
I did too.
There we go. With Alan Frost.
Congratulations, Adam.
Second there. But congratulations to Adam's card closet. Dude, Adam's card closet is coming up in banter today. He don't even know it yet. You don't even know it yet. but he's going to be, we can talk about him in banter today. It's going to be good.
Okay.
So congratulations, Adam. You guys hit up Adam's Card Closet. He's been a winner before. Y'all know him. He's got a great channel. Check him out. All right.
He's actually a part of a new channel now. It's called Four Collectors.
Okay, I started watching that video and then I got cut off. And is it a new channel? I thought he was
I don't
shouting out
know.
some
It
people.
sounds like the four horsemen got together and they just decided to come up and form like Voltron or something. So I'm gonna have to check that out.
It was good for other good channels. So all right, you guys, let's hit the banter. No, wait a second. I haven't done the top 5 yet. What am I thinking? You guys, top 5. Top 5 is not all Ohtani cards. It's all different cards. It's gonna be awesome. Let's get number 5 for the top 5. Here we go. What in the freaking world? We got a 2017 Topps Chrome Cody Bellinger rookie card on number 5 of the list this week. So Cody Bellinger on the Cubs now, doing Cody Bellinger things again. He had a few very rough years, and now this year on the Cubs, he's doing good things. His cards are slowly creeping up, and we have him in the last 7 days seeing a 20.7% increase and an 18.1% increase in the last 30 days. Shoot. It looks like you can get that card for, let's see, there's so many different versions in 2017. I could see like the update card and the All-Star game card for a few bucks. But let's see, the Topps Chrome update. Yeah, it's looking like maybe $3 or $4 raw. What you got for PSA 10 there?
His last PSA 10 sold on Friday for $38.51. Not bad for somebody who might be winning the Comeback Player of the Year award.
Seriously, and like I'd love to look and see what those cards were going for back in 2020, because he wasn't playing as well, but they were way up from that. So it's just crazy. All right, guys, that was number 5. Let's see number 4. All right, guys, we did the research because we saw Kerry Carpenter come up on the list again, and we were still like, who's Kerry Carpenter? Well, Kerry Carpenter, the GOAT right now on the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
With what was it, a 900-something OPS? Like
over 900 OPS.
Yeah, insane. And a 377 batting average. This guy is lighting it up on the Tigers right now, and I think nobody like us don't know about it because it's the Tigers.
He's the best hitter in the league right now, based off those numbers.
He's insane. So this is his 2023 Topps Chrome Refractor Auto coming in at number 4 on the list. You can pick up this card raw for about $120-ish right now. $120-ish. Jesus. 7-day increase at 50.4%. Last 30 days, 131.5% increase. Like I said, about $120 raw. Do we even have 10s yet?
There's no PSA 10s, but there was 3 of these raw cards that sold on the 25th. The highest one went for $122.50.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So like I said last week, if you were like me and Mr. Flavor, you don't know, go back out and dig out the autos that you thought were busts.
Yeah,
your 2023 Chrome, and see if you got this Kerry Carpenter guy, because he might have paid for your box.
You may have a new Miggy.
Shoot. All right, here we go. Number 3. There he is. That is the 2022 Topps update base paper card of Julio Rodriguez's rookie card. We have seen a 7-day decrease of 6.1%, but the 30-day increase of 5.8%. You can get that card for about $3. I know there's going to be PSA 10s of this.
Yes, there are, and none of them are mine. But The last PSA 10 sold yesterday for $50.
Oh, not too shabby. Not too
And we're
shabby
just
at all.
talking about a flagship rookie.
Exactly.
I mean, that is
Exactly.
insane.
So I got you. I know I've seen on other channels people talking about base is dead and stuff like that.
No,
It's not when you collect the guy. I'm
they
just
are
saying.
alive and well.
I want base PSA 10s of Boba Fett. I want them.
Mm-hmm.
I want them. I just
Yep.
bought one. So, anyways, moving on from that, let's get to number 2. Still up there, injury or not, we've got the 2023 Topps Now World Baseball Classic Shohei Ohtani card featuring him striking out Mike Trout. We have seen a 7-day decrease of 20.9%, 30-day increase of 23.9%. So it's starting to flatline out. I'm thinking with Shohei Ohtani with the injury where he won't pitch anymore, he's still going to hit. His cards are gonna
They're fluctuating.
start. Yeah, exactly. So that card's running for about $35 raw right now. And what you got for PSA 10s?
So for the 10s, it's fluctuating.
Yeah.
We got the first sale that sold on the 25th for $129. Later on during that day, it peaked at $147.50, but then it came back down a little bit to about $103.50.
I just noticed right now I'm looking on Sports Card Investors app here that they've got this listed. I guess I didn't look at the whole thing before, but as I was saying, it's a 2023 Topps Now World Baseball Classic, and they have the print run on here. They printed 42,273 of these. So crazy. Just something to think about. Topps Now is definitely for the collector. That's all I got to say. All right, guys. Shall we get to number 1 of the week? What do you guys think it is?
Let's do it.
Boom, boom.
This guy.
Would you look at that? He made the list twice, man. So we got the 2023 Topps Chrome rookie autograph of Kerry Carpenter, the new GOAT on the Detroit Tigers, man. His just base rookie autos going, I want to say about $75. It looks like it's kind of fluctuating over right now.
Yeah.
About $75 for that card. There's not going to be no graded of that yet, but we're seeing a 44.2% increase in the last 7 days, 160% increase in the last 30 days. People are going off. He's the hype. And you know what? I wonder what y'all going to do in a couple weeks or maybe early next year when he goes through a sophomore slump. I'm just curious how that's going to work out for you. Just saying. That's what's going on there.
Yep. So nothing has changed as far as recent sales. Everything still remains stagnant.
Yeah. So that's what we got for the top 5. Let us know comments in the chat what you think of our top 5. And it's time for our favorite time of the show. It's
banter time.
Banter time. All right, guys, we can throw up some banter now. I'm going to throw up a banner right now showing my SeatGeek promo code if you want to get $20 off your next purchase tickets to baseball games or concerts or what have you. Okay, I went to a card show yesterday in Portland. It was awesome. I did get some good pickups. I did find some stuff for people. The vibe was good. There was tons of baseball. There was basketball and football too, but I had tons of baseball to look at. Lots of slabs. Everybody, for the most part, good vibes. I'm all about the vibes. No, I just can't. Everybody's pretty reasonable on prices, things of that nature. I did see, there were a couple tables where I walked by and I saw what they were marked at. And I understand that a lot of these people like mark things a little bit high so they can give you a discount, make you feel good about yourself. But someone like, I saw a Boba Fett, a 2021 Boba Fett, the 52 insert. You guys remember out of 2021? They had it listed for $8. And I laughed like so hard as I walked away, and I was like, I won't be back to that table because ain't nobody got time for that. So things went good there. I had some good PSA submissions come back. I'll have videos coming out that like some fire stuff that from Mr. and Fuego, from my brother-in-law, from other like Claire Card Craze, Big Cheese Sports Cards, Diamond Princess. They all had cards come back that I got graded from this week. Oh my God, you guys are in a treat for that. Do you guys remember the CSG card I cracked? It's been a few months now. That card has come back from PSA. I got a video just on that. I was telling you about Adam's Card Closet. So I've been messaging Adam's Card Closet on Instagram and for various different things, but he had mentioned before that he wanted to get in on the PSA, the 1960s deal, which I think it ends next week, but as long as I get them submitted and sent out, we can get in on that deal. It's like $14 a card, I believe. So he was like, oh yeah. He's like, I was like, yeah, it's a minimum of 10 cards, I think.
I believe it is 10.
Whatever. And I think he was saying like, oh, you know, I was like, send me as many as you want. I don't care. So he messages me today. I think he sends me the like the tracking information and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, by the way, it's 50 cards. I'm like, yes. So I'm excited for that because I get to help Adam out. Hopefully, like it's helping him out, getting him a good deal on getting his vintage cards graded. Because if you guys don't know, Adam's Card Closet, it's got an amazing collection. And so I'm gonna get some vintage cards graded for him. So that means I'm gonna have vintage cards to show off and
That's gonna be a hell of a reveal.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's awesome. It's gonna be awesome. And I can only imagine because I was sending him the info talking about declared values and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, I better start like comping stuff. And I was like, I'm telling him like, if it's like close or like whatever, like don't worry about, they're not too much sticklers. But then I'm like, I don't know, for you though, if it's something like crazy, which I could picture him having crazy stuff. Like if it's way crazy, then we're going to get upcharged. But I've only been upcharged out of all that stuff I've sent that like twice.
So I'm looking at the chat, Adrian, and he gave us a heads up on what he's sending you. 41 Hank Aaron's and 9 other Hall of Famers.
Oh my God. It's going to be awesome. How come I don't see it in the chat? Oh, here we go. 41 Hank. I see it now. 41. Yes. Yes. That's going to be so awesome. Oh yeah. Also that card show I was talking about, guys, I'll do a video on that this week. But I picked up a chipper in that and I was like, I gotta see if Adam's got it first. So he's got crazy Chipper Jones card. But I was like, I gotta make sure he doesn't have it first. Because if he doesn't have it, I want to send it to him. But if he does have it, I was like, I'm gonna keep this Chipper card. It's way cool looking. I'm gonna show it better in a video, but it's like a die cut stained glass card, and it's awesome. It's not.
What year is that?
What's that?
What year is that?
96.
So for you guys that are listening, if you collect Chipper Jones, y'all may want to look at those 1996 stained glass die cut cards and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah, Studio 1996 stained glass stars. That's cool. I'm gonna have to look up some more. That was also another channel. Grade worthy cards with Alan. I've seen him do some amazing PSA reveals, and I don't know if it's him or his buddy that is collecting from 2013 select the gold in Fuego inserts. When I saw the videos of him doing those, I was like, oh my God, those cards are beautiful. I got to get one. So the gold ones are out of 25. Those are a little hard to get. Those cost a little bit more. But I did find a base Griffey one that I'm pretty pumped up about.
Still looks nice.
Oh, so pretty. And it's Griffey. You can't go wrong. So that worked out good. Yeah, I got some other stuff. I'll be showing that in a video this week. I got all kinds of stuff. I gotta get to editing. And the other thing I got an email from Topps this week. I don't know where I was like surprised. If you guys remember a couple weeks ago, I had emailed them again about a redemption from 2021 Bowman draft that I had never gotten. That was about 2 years ago that I pulled it and almost immediately submitted for. So after a year, I put in for the substitution, and they send you thing like, "Oh, we just got long wait time. Sorry, blah blah blah, whatever." And so I just recently emailed them again because it's been about 2 years now, and they gave me the whole thing. "Oh, sorry, we're moving locations right now because you guys know what the whole thing with Column C and Topps, whatever, Fanat, blah blah blah. It's been 2 years. Your whole moving to another facility don't mean nothing to me.
2 years.
It don't mean nothing." So I was like, "Yeah, I get it." I emailed them back. I'm like, "Yeah, I get it, but 2 years, don't you think that's kind of a long time?" Blah blah blah. So they emailed me back saying, "Oh, we're sorry for the delay. Can you make sure that your shipping address is up to date that you for your redemptions, and can you let us know who you collect and what teams you tend to look for and stuff like that, because it's something we'll take into consideration. We can't promise anything." That basically what the email, they're covering their bases. But I told them, I told them I collect Bo Bichette and Ricky Henderson, and I collect Oakland A's cards. And my friend Katie came over today. She's like, "You should have looked at who else was in the 2021 draft set that was a redemption from it and asked for them." And I'm like, "Ooh, you're smart. You're smart." But anyways, hopefully I get like a cool, man. I would freaking die if I got any like cool Bo Bichette thing. But if I get a cool A's card out of that, that'll be cool. But we'll see what happens. So that's what I got cooking with that. I'm pumped. If I go, what banter do you got? I've been taking over the whole banter.
No, you good. I just wanted to let everybody know. Okay, and I should have brought this up at the last episode, but it slipped my mind. But I got an email from Card Shells, and it was dated August 12th. Okay, and for everybody who's actually been purchasing their products and utilizing their products, okay, they want to go ahead and thank us all collectively for contributing to a fundraising effort for the Wounded Warrior Project. They reached their goal of over $10,000.
Yes. That's one of the reasons that I love Card Shells, other than their products are freaking phenomenal.
Yes.
The company is run by veterans, and you can round up your order or donate whatever directly to the Wounded Warrior, which is one of my number one charities to donate to.
Absolutely.
So that's freaking awesome. That's good news. I got a Card Shells code up in my descriptions. I know Mr. Fuego does as well, and Baseball Junkies on the website's got one on there as well. Definitely check that out. If you haven't tried Card Shells out, you need some supplies. Just get yourself a couple packs. Get yourself a couple packs of sleeves. Get yourself a pack of topplers. Just try it out, and I guarantee you won't go back to whatever it was you were doing before.
This is true.
Okay, Brendan Ryan is in the chat right now. Brendan Ryan, we follow each other on Instagram as well too. He does like all this cool artwork stuff. A long time ago, he had used my face and made it into a magic card, like kind of a background. So it was like my card as a magic card. Well, he just sent me some really cool artwork that he did with my face. Again, like I'm gonna be using that this week in the videos. They're really, I don't know, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. You guys, I think you guys you'll really enjoy it, or you'll get a good laugh out of it. Yeah. He does really cool artwork stuff. He does, if you follow him over on Instagram and stuff too, he's got he does it with other content creators too. He's got some really cool stuff he does. So it's freaking awesome, and I love it. And he's a cool dude. Like he always asked to make sure I'm cool with it and stuff like that. So I just really dig it. So just wanted to give him his props today too.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got. Oh man, we're already at 6:07. This podcast flew.
Yeah.
I want to wrap it up because we are doing the the after hours show on Mr. Enfuego's channel about 6:30. So you guys, hopefully you'll have time and meet us up over there. So we'll have a little break in between the podcast and that show. And that's what I got for you this week. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Baseball Junkies podcast. And we will catch you next Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night, y'all.